Good day everyone, my name is Millor and I'm with my partner Moiket. We are here to discuss about the country France. France is an independent nation in Western Europe that serves as a center of a large overseas administration. It is the third largest country in Europe. France is the most ethnically diverse country in Europe and one of the oldest countries on the planet. Because of these profound and wide-ranging effects, France has historically led the globe in a variety of cultural fields, including food, philosophy, music, art, film, fashion, literature, and especially sport. Greetings have always been a common starter when it comes to conversations. This also leads to positive behavior, or it sets the conversation mood to a certain level. In France, there are a number of phrases or words in French that interpret hello or another greeting to different hints like bonjour is the most common yet formal to say hello or good morning in France. You can hear this usually in a welcoming tone. Salut, it is a formal way of saying bye. It is considered more formal than casual au revoir. Apart from formal phrases, France also has a number of casual greetings, especially when they are already friends or in a relationship. For example, coucou is more like an informal hello. In this case, you are saying hey to close friends. Such people may skip the formal phrase already. Ça va? A question phrase that says how are you or how are you doing. This phrase can be formal, casual. It only depends from the speaker on how or she intends it to be. The way a French individual communicates is often determined by their social status, level of education, age, and which part of the country they raise in their tone and choice of words will vary among these stated factors. Direct communication. The people in the country of France tend to communicate in a direct manner. This is due to the fact that their language is quite explicit, so much so that their direct way of communicating is often misunderstood as being too sudden or rude for others. The French language is defined through its honest approach and formal style of communication, and as a result, has definitely represented France's cultures very effectively. Verbal and non-verbal communication style. Compliments are often appreciated, but are usually received by humble denials instead of thank yous. Greeting. French people use handshakes and kisses as a way of greeting to say hello and goodbye. The practice of kissing must only be done when the communication partner is familiar to you. For non-verbal communication, okay, sign with your hand is considered worthless or zero for French people. The facial expression, French people do not express their feelings and emotion through their facial expression. This is because French people are conservative. Thus, this kind of non-verbal practice is considered rude. For example, in case of smiling, French people only smile when it is necessary to smile because smiling for no reason is considered a rude manner. Physical contact. Touching during a conversation is accepted and considered a sign of affection only once you have reached a higher degree of familiarity. Eye contact, looking into the communication partner, is marked as a sign of respect. It is considered extremely rude not to make and maintain eye contact during the communication process. And in the sport section, Moiket will discuss it all to you.
3 distinct nonverbal differences. The most distinct nonverbal difference would be exchanging kisses on both cheeks, or la bise, when greeting someone. To them, it is seen as acknowledging the presence of someone they are close with, but to us, it is seen as weird and totally unorthodox. However, they don't just kiss anyone they meet. They kiss people whom they're intimate with, for example, friends and family. In the business world, it is uncommon to do this gesture, although it can be used between 2 office mates who share a close bond. Another one would be smiling at strangers you pass by on the street. To us, this is a sign of showing friendliness to the other person passing by. However, to the French, it is seen as an unnecessary gesture, especially when there is nothing to smile about. So if you go to France, avoid smiling at passerby And if you do, don't feel offended if they don't return your smile. Lastly, when it comes to counting, the French, like the Germans, count differently from us. We start counting from our index finger with 1, middle with 2, ring with 3, pinky with 4, and thumb with 5. The French, however, start the count with their thumb as 1, followed by the index as 2, then the middle as 3, and so on. 5 most basic do's and don'ts, either verbal or non-verbal cues for first-time visitors in the country. Do. Always say bonjour, hello, merci, thank you, and au revoir, goodbye. This is a simple form of polite formality that governs daily life in Paris. A formal polite greeting goes a long way. Always greet people with a polite bonjour madame, bonjour monsieur, or bonsoir if in the evening. It is proper to shake hands with others when you are reintroduced to someone. French do kissing when they are familiar with the person. A few words in French are welcome. Not all French people speak English, so it is always a good idea to learn a few key phrases, as it shows your interest and appreciation for the country. Silence can be very appropriate to French people, especially among strangers. The French rarely strike up a conversation. Even if you feel excited, try to temper it, especially with strangers. Don'ts. When invited to a dinner, arriving 15 minutes late is considered normal. Do not start eating before your French host. Don't talk too much about money. Stick to safer talks about French culture, art, food, music, philosophy, architecture, and popular events. Don't take non for an answer. French consider themselves open, frank, and always open up for a challenge. Don't attempt small talk with a French person. Don't just ask questions about their personal life, like their career, family, or even what they did last weekend. Don't smile at random French people you've just met along the way. French people only smile when it is necessary, because smiling for no reason is considered a rude manner.